Welcome everybody, I'm Sith Trader. It's 5:05 p.m. on June 1st. Technically the June 2nd candle. Murmur trading features involves risk and is not suitable for everybody. And anything I talk about here today is just my own opinion and not a trade recommendation. Here's some levels here coming into the overnight session. The NYSE session was a kind of mixed bag of freight there. I'm glad last night I didn't wait around for the ForceSweep. It eventually would have just been a stop out. It ran higher all night, finally came back to test that. That wasn't it. Where is it? Here it is. Last night, we ran higher all night, came back down, no of the VWAP, and then didn't really establish back above it until after the New York Open. Here we are coming back to test yesterday's session VWAP and actually breaking below it. We had a couple minutes here till the 10-minute opening range is fully set, but we are starting off the day trying to actually with a little gap up and then closing that gap, taking us lower. Bitcoin looks like it's breaking down. That's not a bad thing for me. I want to see it down there to 70,400. For those that are just joining us and aren't familiar with this setup, it basically is premised around a 10-minute opening range. That gives us a bias for a directional trade. Once that 10-minute opening range breaks, we can look for a setup at the Globex session anchored VWAP, which is the VWAP anchored at the start of the session. Quite the opening 5 minutes here though. Already a 70 point drop from highs. Well, it's just kind of continuing to break down here. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this isn't just like yesterday where we don't get a good opportunity or set up to trade, right? That's just annoying. Oh, nice. Yes, Lucid is still 50% off for the first two for people here. Let's then change that out, but I guess it's still 50% off through July 2nd. That's pretty cool. Of course, in your vault, but use code SIF if you get a chance. Hopefully, none of you need new accounts, right? So I've talked about while I'm kind of waiting here. Talked about how I use anchored VWAPs in trading crypto, specifically in Bitcoin, as well as open interest and CVD, which you can see both of my charts. The big reason why I'm still short is because all the anchored VWAPs you draw up, those bearish CVD divergence just equal a downtrend, where sellers are still very much in control. all day today. It's been that way. We'll cover more of that. I probably just need to do whole other sessions on it because, quite frankly, it's a whole different beast in and of itself. What's up, everybody? Glad to have you here. Nice to see you, Saber, Mr. Benjamin. Sure, SoCal Nika will be in the house shortly. Coming up into the Anchor Session VWAP. That Globex Sister view of it, where it's very similar to yesterday's at this point. The city regions and so I like it. I would prefer to see kind of move above the VWAP and chop around a little bit before it breaks one side and the other, but I mean, kind of one of the things I look to qualify trades that I think helps, other than CVD, which is a little bearish right now, is the previous day sessions VWAP. Also, 200-day moving average, which is still way below us. You're above both those things. You kind of favor the long side a little bit, but where you'd give a little more confidence to the long side, I'd say, because hey, we've had it. We've had short a setups lately still that have worked out. What I love is when we get a quick setup though, right? Break the orb, trade the VWAP, straight to target. Wash your hands and just be done. That always feels good. I do wish I could get a real-time open interest on US futures. That would be really cool. Fortunately, it doesn't exist. They're only really published after the close. And commitment of traders. Oh my gosh, I don't know why we can't publish that daily. The current commitment of traders and futures that comes out every Friday, but it's from a reading that the CFTC or NASS, whoever does it, takes on Tuesday. So it's just like a few days old by the time the news gets released anyway, which is just silly. So we're still just waiting for the 10-minute opening range to kind of set up for us. Well, I shouldn't say that. The 10-minute opening range is set. We're waiting for that opening range break at this point, right? Before we do this, we should, of course, take a look to make sure that any levels that we're, the range is currently set up in doesn't correlate with other levels that might, the lows or either lows of the previous day or something. A reason to say, oh, that one's 5 points below. Maybe we wait for the break of that level, right? I don't see any of that right now. It's kind of putting us in the middle of the range, and ideally, if this was yesterday and we were just picking up where we left off on bearish below the VWAP, bullish above anyway, and guess what? That's yesterday's VWAP is basically the middle of our range right now. So this is, I don't want to say it's got the makings for a quality setup because who knows? But I like the concept that above the high and below of today, there's plenty of room to expand to the upside towards, prior highs, and plenty of room to the downside for the, New York session low. What I am hoping is that it isn't just basically trading the VWAP here and now and then heading lower without us. but not something we need to worry about, right? We've got to set up and something to watch for. It asks, SoCal over here voting, doing his civil duty. No, that's awesome, man. Everybody should vote, particularly in primaries and these local elections, because that's really where politics matters and affects your day-to-day life, right? We all get so caught up in the presidential vote every 4 years, and the reality is that means, you know, for the most part, means very little for you personally, for any of us personally. Yeah, that 200-day moving average JMU is so far down there at this point. I mean, switch over to this chart for a second. We can look like the daily chart. This is the most ridiculous looking chart ever since 2020. I mean, parabolic. Low off top. Well, I guess it's not top yet, but when it forms, no, to be fair though, sometime I'll take the time and I'll post my old videos. In fact, you'll find them. I did videos years ago about where I was seeing the S&P and the NASDAQ and all these things go, you know, over the next 10 years. And this is literally coming out of the 2008-9 recession when I first got my start in streaming. I used to stream back in 2012, 2010 through like 2015. Totally different ballgame back then, what I did. But the charts in the analog drill pointed to moves like we're seeing right now, the S&P to 10,000 and now the Dow to 50,000, these crazy levels of back then. You thought to yourself, how could it get there, right? Because we were trading like 1 to 2,000 in the S&P. But if it followed the same analyzing patterns it did from the 1970s, which let's see if it'll go far that, doesn't even go that far back in data here. Let's see if it'll let me do the SPX. One moment here. Get rid of my aha, it does. Would you look at that? Alright, so real quick, because we're waiting for the 10-minute opening range break and there's nothing else going on. This is awesome. This is at least takes us back in the S&P 500, which didn't exist back in 1871, but I'm sure they pushed together some other stock exchanges back then. So you have a crash in 1929. All right, you move from 34 all the way down to 6. And actually, the important thing I want to show in here, yeah, not care about those. I want a simple moving average here. With two of them, in fact. The first is the 50-month moving average. It's up there. The second is the 200-month. I believe these are them. We'll make this one, I'm watching the markets, everybody. There's nothing to do here just yet. What? Okay, so the 50-month and the 200-month are the average. I'm pretty sure these are them. Yeah, crossed over, and then had a death cross here back in the 30s, whatever, World War II starts, blah, blah, blah. None of this really matters here. This is just such a different time for the world. But the important thing is here in 1947, 46, yeah, 46, the 50-month moving average crossed over the 200-month moving average for the last time ever. Look at this. Let's go forward now for the next 50 plus years. They never even touched. They got really close though back in 1978, 1979. And so this is a period in the market you want to be aware of. This recession in the 70s is incredibly important. The debt cycle is incredibly important. Inflation, it's comparative to inflationary stories we talk about that is going on today. And there's reasons we say those things, and I'll explain in a minute, because, well, look, back then there were just as many naysayers that said, oh, we're going to zero in the stock market. We need to You know, it's never coming, or it never will go up forever. It'll never 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 go up forever, right? These people literally said this forever. And then you have this period, all of a sudden in the 90s to the 2000s. Then you had this other next period here in the 2000s. You had the Great Recession in 2008, but you also had the dot-com drop in 2000. But this is my era. This is when I came of age in this big turbulent time. But wow, we're right off the VWAP. We're heading down into the low of the day here. Get a bounce from it. So let's see what happens. That's a little disappointing if that was the setup, right? But I mean, it is what it is, right? But hey, while we're breaking the lows here, wait for that to happen. We'll see. Anyway, I want to point out, though, some interesting confluences here, right? So the market was trading between basically 120 high and pulled back to a low of 60. Remember those numbers, 120 to 60, a 50% pullback in the S&P 500 between 1972 and 1974. This recession lasted about 10 years. And, you know, you could say it was from 1968, and it really didn't pull out of that recession until 1978 when we finally broke out. Well, fast forward 30 years, right? One full generation of Americans. And you have the Great Recession in 2008. And in 2001, you had the dot-com bubble, a 10-year period where the stock market was trading between basically 1,500 and 600, or almost 1,200, right, and 600. So multiplied by 10, literally a 10x between 1970 and 2000. Okay. And so this is when I first started streaming, and I first called attention to people that back in 1912 or 2012, the 50-month moving average and the 200-month moving average almost crossed, but didn't. Just like it did in 1978. So 1978 is just like 2012. And about 10 years after that recession, you had COVID. The next recessionary pullback, which was totally manufactured, totally made up by man. And wouldn't you know it, 10 years after 1978, 1988, you had Black Monday. So you had Boomer's Black Monday in 1978, or 1988, excuse me, 1987, whatever. And then you had Millennial Black Monday in COVID. Found the pattern once again. And the market just went up and up and up away. So where are we in this chart? Coming out of a recession and after Black Monday? Well, we can still 3-4x from wherever you are. Of course, that was here, so you got to ask yourself if we were trading around, 330 down to 220, and here was the drop from 3,300 down to 2,020, literally multiplied by 10. No, that's not a break for me yet here, damn you, although I'm probably going to regret that concept, but I'm holding tight and waiting. That's why I'm not calling attention to this. Given that we closed at all-time highs, all the things, I would rather sit this one out and miss it, because also, than wait. But just to wrap this discussion up, everyone, like literally it's just multiplied by 10. It's the same fucking fractal. All over again. So where do I think we're going in the S&P 500? Back then I said we're going to go to 10,000 because that's just 10x where, this peak was. So if we're going to go to a new peak, it's up to 10,000. I mean, I think there's going to be some up, but there's already obviously up and down between here and there. But nevertheless, that's the whole concept behind why I believe the stock market, I don't want to say it's infinitely bullish, but yeah, cool story. All right, let's get back to the Globex ForceSweep. We got bearish CVD We're coming up into a second test right now of the didn't even touch it. See, there, I'm just hoping it flushes it, then comes up. Yeah, there's CVE still, actually pretty good reaction, like trying to go positive and still negative. But clearly the anger test review was getting reactions at this point. 10 minute or below, it got tested. You did technically go under it, yes. Did it close below? No. I don't see that as a break personally. I'm sure if you look at the micros probably broke it. Just because now they really didn't. Came close, but I'm hanging tight. I'm hanging tight. I do think we're going to get one of those pushes here, so just go right here, very soon, within a minute or two. I'm sure we're going to get it. Here it comes. Now we're going to have that solid break. If it really doesn't, and it shoots back up, it feels like a few attempts break a low, and then they could squeeze this for a little bit. So, I'm just playing a bit more cautionary game right now. the new most unconvincing breakable low of all time. But I guess technically it is a break. I'm going to be watching volume and participation into this level here tonight. I don't want to be the cannon fodder for a short squeeze higher, so let's get at least the berries for where volume and participation's kind of looking. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, well, I guess I got to put my order out there. Okay, so let's take a look. I do take pause on this setup because of where we are in the larger, broader trend, but I mean, tonight we had 500, 300, 300s, 200s, some pretty good participation in selling. As we came back up here, you could see the buyer is just losing footing, less and less of the bid. Pretty big, I would say, attempt to break above the view up there, and sell side volume definitely capped us. We came on down, tried to break the lows there. This is a little concerning, although they didn't really, a lot of that volume was traded, below 460. But you can see here that, we continue to come down, and there's participants down in those levels. And off, recent swing highs, at least the volume is bigger than where you could say the buyers are coming in, right, to try to hold things up. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more of a break just to feel more confident. With my orders in there up at 78.50, probably need to bring that down to like 78 at this point, 77.50. And okay, here's a little more convincing break kind of going on because we just closed. Let's see what happens. Again, we snap back up into these levels, and you just gotta be careful when anytime you're talking about shorts, right, in a prevailing uptrend in the equity indices, you just gotta have them be mindful, but it doesn't mean they can't work out and they can't be a good, short-term setup, right? All right, there's the break, like really flush. There you go. Still, again, I'm often hesitant about shorts because of the nature of this market right now, but new low of the day forms here at 30,442. Becomes the target for our setup. What's up there, buddy? Stop at simply 1-to-1 risk. Where'd my CVD go? Still negative in that CVD. Got a huge drop. I mean, market's not moving very much, but Bruce Boo 1 on this trade is tight. I'd like that. It's enough to risk all the way back up to the prior highs in the day, but, this is the type of trade where if you establish above the VWAP, I could make a case how we sweep back to the highs of the day, so we'll see. That minute opening range broke lower. Anchored session VWAP becomes our entry. Targeting new low of the day, risking 1-to-1. Simple as that. Little confluence here. Bitcoin kind of rolled over in the last few minutes too. There has been a pretty good correlation between these assets recently and until the last couple days, but I don't know. None of that really matters to us in this room. Although I am anticipating continuation lower here this evening, below 70,800. This 70,000 area is actually pretty big support on a much bigger time frame. It's got Val areas and POCs around here. Of this latest uptrend, the POC's down on 68, 60. Yeah, any would be you of that. Trying to pass a 200k eval over breakout prop. Look at he. I am making one of my favorites tonight for dinner, ladies and gentlemen. Bojo bacon chicken tacos. I'll send pics. They're delicious. They were my favorites. Bidding up the music, we must be on the hunt for a trade. Still looking, I'm looking at shorts around that 74.50, 74.75 area. Targeting man new low of the day down at 44, 441, I should say. We'll see. Lots to happen here before any of that plays out. It is certainly testing that resolve, but a solid, there no denying a break at that 2-minute opening range now. I hope this isn't going to be a session like last night where the trade basically happened in a precursor to that 10-minute opening range break, and then it just is the opposite. This had headed higher all night. But for the fleet of Kineas and the run is lower. I mean, I'm not chasing things. I'm not going to, we'll give this a couple hours, but we can't come up and produce an entry within a reasonable amount of time. That's another reason I don't take the trade or you sit the trade out. Suppose that. What is this music right now? Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find more music. Yeah, and so Carol, we could always point out some good points in the chat right now. There's a lot of variations and things you can do to add to this pretty simple concept, right? Like an opening range break, the ORB mean version is just entry level, set up an edge, adding in CVD, adding in prior to session VWAPs and 200-day moving averages. All of those things help just add confluence and confirmation to any setup system, and that's the nature of what we do as traders, right? We're here to make money and to keep sharpening that edge, right? Adding those other confluences is important. During the day session, I use the dots indicator for a good example. If you don't know what that is, I'll drop a link in the comment information section where you can get a free trial to it, but it's also linked to my bio on X. Another little low here. Well, I'm really gonna do it again. This is technically another new low by a tick. Right. CBD continues to dump. Order books flush with shorts and sellers. We just want the ability to hop in here. Come on, Mr. Market. Or Mrs. Market, not trying to sound misogynistic, but markets are definitely females. But if markets were not a female, they would make up their mind a lot quicker, wouldn't they? Hey, y'all. My wife sounded at a workout class right now, so I can make these jokes. Now, jokes aside here, 10-minute opening range vertical lower. We're just very simply waiting for the market to come back up and to have you up. I already pulled on my order. Here I am, like, not even adjusting my own trade. Just adjusting the charts. Alright, starting to catch a little bit of a bid off the low now. Better make this a 160 by 160. There we go. See what kind of opinion the market has at bad VWAP. I'm most short in 69.25 here. I might pull it in. You get a little closer. Nicely around tonight. Anchor session VWAP from the high. Well, yeah, it's the same. Yeah, we can't miss it tonight because they front run it because it's another anchored VWAP. It's the only one you got on the chart right now. 69.25. I better pull it down to 69 even because that would be a 2-tick front run of the actual level. Almost. I never have it right there. Although I feel like if I ran a backtest, you would see that there's no need to do that. It probably does trade the actual and true VWAP by a few points even. We will see. Getting close to an entry on this trade. Let's see if they can give us that one last push. The 50-minute candle closed in a way that I feel like it should be coming here. I'd actually almost like to see a little push down and then back up into it and then back lower. Just, you know, just because I'm a nerd like that. Wait, I want to close all. There we go. Finally came back. Let's do this with another chart. I thought it froze up my trading view, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I don't know why it took me this long to figure out trading view has its own desktop app. I'm an idiot. Okay, VWAP sitting at 69 quarter, 69 even-ish. 80, 68, 75 is my level. The just amount targets, my trade set up on the chart here. Looks like that wasn't right. 152 about the risk on this trade. So it is like a 2-hour risk trade for me. So, you know, mind your manners when it comes to the sizing on this one, because it is a little bigger than my typical 1 hour personally. Okay. Why don't we go ahead and watch volume and participation here and see what we got going on off these lows to see if there's anything we can tell. Yeah, you know, volume's waning a little bit here. I hope it can get us up into, it should get us up into an entry. But I wouldn't mind to see one volume spike, right, that then gets quickly reversed. Trap some buyers at the VWAP, or like, you know, traps the guy trying to buy through the VWAP, or, you know, the breakout buyer, I don't know. None of that really matters. All that matters is pay attention to what actually happens, right? What we think and care about. Fortunately, bad news for all of us. The market does not care. There's one thing I know for certain in my 20 years of trading is the market does not care what we think. As much as we try to force our will. Yeah. This is point of control right here at 58.75. That's going to be the low to get back below. There's 288 contracts to trade at 58.75. There we go. We're coming up into the VWAP here. Light volume. Hopefully Tagros and goes. So far, about a 3.4 run. That's a little too aggressive for me to pull it in. Really? Come on. We want our fill. Market wants its fill. Give it to us. But yeah, this little area in the chart that we're kind of fighting, actually, if you can almost tell here, we're fighting to kind of stay above it. Kind of this, like I said, 58.50, 59.50 area. Point of control of our biggest candle on the way up into it. Which is probably, again, is the support that will give us our fill here shortly, hopefully. Come on. And we're at the top of a new hour, so anything that happens from here on out to the downside puts a high in an hourly candle, basically. Which is kind of cool, as the last hour of the candle flows somewhere down here. First or up there. Come on now. Volume starting to turn, delta starting to turn. Gonna want to have one last push, one last hurrah. Don't turn over on me just yet. They're not finished. You see this short-term CVE, which is just basically since like top of this hour. The buyers are building in the book. We're hoping that this ends up being absorption into the VWAP effectively. All these buyers that are occurring above this original point of control at 58.50. Uh-oh. Damn. That's always painful to watch. Not over yet, not over yet. This is the original, low or below. Let's see what happens. A lot of time left here, folks. Aw, man. Well, I'll tell you what, unfortunately, if this does go in front of new low for the day, I will not be taking the subsequent short that would happen after, because Spirit of the Law says the VWAP just got front run. Like the idea of what we're looking for, which is the break below the 10-minute range and to move up into the VWAP, it just got front run tonight. And now, if it comes up and tests it here again, I would still take it. But if we go down and print a new low for the day after a reaction that comes this close, I don't want any part of that second test, because the trade I wanted already happened. I'm not willing to call it off just yet, because I've seen many a time it come right back up, get that entry, and then go to targets. So, patience here. See if they do come up for another test of the VWAP or actually trade it this time. I think this should be a little bigger. From here, this should be a solid line. That's why I just want it to be a solid line. Nuances of trades like this where it's just misses or is the worst. So the micro filled it, I'm thinking. Damn, that's annoying. Yep, it's trolling us for sure. It does look like it's going to come first. That second tap, though. These recent 1-minute candles and 100-tick candles are making me think that we will see a potential fill there at 30,468.5 to actually tap the VWAP. Of course, this time we're going to need a new round of sellers to then take it back to Akron, but I'll keep the faith. Well, here we go. Now it's really messing with us. Now it's really messing with us, folks. And come on, there's 10 seconds ago on this 5-minute candle. I was expecting it to have kind of done something with that. End of that 10-minute candle, 5 and 10-minute candle here. Well, maybe this would be the 15. So the point of that would be if it pressed up into it and then sold off, it would make the 15-minute candle look pretty bearish. The paint the 15. Oh man. Now this is gonna be really upsetting if that was that. But I mean, it is what it is, right? If it sells off, again, spirit of the trade just was a front run I couldn't get in on because I'm waiting for my level. But I hope anyone that's in it, I do hope that they're straight down for you. I mean, I hope it fiddles me and I go straight down with you, but more and more here, it's something like that may not be the case for me, and tonight might just be one I watch from for the sidelines. You know, there is I mean, there is now a bit of bear flag on the chart, or like, at least the trend line. You could force the break, take the break of, for that move down to the low of the day if you're not in the swing already. But I'm going to wait for my entry to see if it happens for me. we are just getting edged here, which, I mean, not gonna lie, makes me less and less confident about this type of trade, but it's not it is what it is. But I just almost like all of the time trades that are just gonna go through kind of feeling for me right now, but try not to hold judgment over these things because, man, I've been wrong a lot of times before. I mean, I'm sure there's been times where it has. I'm usually, to tell you the truth, I'm usually not sitting in front of the screen as much as I am while I'm streaming. Like, I'll be out doing other things. I set the order and kind of update it. You know, and just, if it gets me or it doesn't, type of thing. I knew if I told it in right now, it's just gonna, you know, it's just gonna go like higher, and that should fill me. So we'll see. Keep going to that level. Let's see if it fills.
Home, I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go. I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world
I've been totally edged out of this position. I don't think I'm going to be getting a fill. I have a hunch this is the turn. That is the way to send it all lower. Happy for those that got this, but I can't believe it's just not giving me a fill. Yeah, I don't like this little bit of divergence, I guess, but the truth is this rally back is not taking out these prior highs either, so it's still a lot of chop. That's just down to 144 ticks wide, really. I'd like to think I would have pulled it in myself filled tonight, but I just really wouldn't have. And I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I'm not so certain I want to sell it if it gets back up there, but a trade's a trade, my word's there. But I refuse to cancel it now. The walnut popped up a drop. Oh my goodness, yeah, you see, that's what I mean. Instantly against me once it gets filled, right? Yeah. Alright, well, this is now where we really need to see the VWAP basically now be turned back around. Yeah, this is exactly what I was afraid of. As long as we settle back down below the VWAP there, we'll be okay. Yeah, we're gonna be okay. Well, maybe not. Just a little bit of this minute candle to close, but you can see, wow, it sucks me these days. But right now, at least, yeah, this is definitely the type of candle that you want to see in a reversal. A big volume spike. Push up above the VWAP of lots. Most of the volume is traded, way up there, like 78s. I have no idea what that was, but I'm definitely filled. Get this trade all set up correctly. Only risk into 03. I don't love that the VWAP is now support in a very short term. But all that time built a beneath it. I could have told you. Told you I was gonna do this. Alright, pop it up real quickly. Hopefully though, we settle back down and you can settle back below the VWAP again. Next point control, we really take out to the downside is somewhere in this like 60 vicinity. So you want to see us get back below 60s. I think it's okay. Break this trend line and then we're going to scream into new lows. And in a hurry. That's some really light rain. Come on. Settle back below the VWAP. We don't want to see this squeeze back up. Here in the near term, just like it is, that's not good. But these are also like, 1 minute candles that this can swiftly change. It's either going to go rip up and take me out, or we're going to roll over with fury here, but it's got... We're to target lore just for personal reasons. But it was the dare, of course, that line in the chart that I need to be able to lock in, for that's the technical target on the trade. Even though I think we're going to extend a little lower. That's not a reason to follow me on that, though. Now, 31's is the technical target, and when we get down there, I'll be aggressive to make sure that I take at least that out. Alright. My orders are in. Let's see. So far. Wow, I haven't even had my orders up there. That's filling me. Here I'm thinking, you guys have seen my orders this whole time. My order, that's all good. Alright, give us a chance here. Get below 60s, break that trend line, and down we hopefully go. The one is trying to deciding to hold. Get ready for the flush on it. Probably move my stop down to break even. Yeah, now. Now, certainly this high. We don't want to see it go back up to that high. But, this triple support level, you can see right here, the chart. Can't believe that didn't break. If we got below there, I'd put my stop at break even. Maybe I will bring it to break even here, but in theory it should not get back up to the VWAP again, and if it does, I'll be concerned it goes through. But so far, alright, come on, one more push lower. Then I'm putting stops at break even. It probably actually screwed. I'm putting stops at break even. What am I talking about? Sure, that puts a target on all of our backs for it to come up, but no, for real, at this point, right, the market's provided plenty of reactions to get in. Plenty of reason to, and a reaction. I mean, scalp out if you want a plus 15 point trade right now, right? But at this point, I don't want to take a stop if it gets back up there, because I don't think it stops at the VWAP if we rally again. But I do think we're going to go around and take out that low. These 15-minute candles look like shit. And I definitely think we're going to, target a liquidity below 430 here, the lows of the day. I got my finger on the trigger to trail this down further. A drop here. Got deer on the table. I made some awesome bacon and chicken tacos. Here we go. Here comes the push, hopefully. Come on. I'm loving the setup tonight so far. I mean, it just took forever to fill us. I'm glad I waited, right? Because I'd be very upset if I pulled that in and forced it to come up and get me. But I was almost ready to put it up at those original, like, a bit higher along all above the VR, because I was pretty certain it was going to do something like this, where it spent so much time bottling up below. It made sense to sweep liquidity above, and then, fail auction above the VWAP and collapse. I mean, this is just a perfect case study in order flow. In auction theory, you've got a market that's finding equilibrium. It tries to expand in price, fails at auction higher, and now look, we're coming down below that equilibrium in price and should target the next liquidity lower. I'm hoping it doesn't go up to the VWAP for just one more little touch before it wants to do that, which in a choppy market like this, unfortunately, I do believe it could do if it really wanted to. I don't like these last 3-minute candles, 1-minute candles, but that's that, folks, right? Tomorrow will be another day. But
to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my funland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club.
Let's say trailed stop. So I got entry to the stop to break even. I did get back in here. May or may not revert that, but my stop's going to be up that 80-75 high. I'm probably going to trail it down aggressively here to the 71.5 area. If it can break a little lower. A little obnoxious to carry the rate, but you always get back in, right? You gotta play defense. Stop at an hourly close. Pay to that candle. Right into the VWAP. 15-minute candle the same way. It's definitely line of the sand here at 71. Half, I don't want to see it go yet, so I'm trying my stop down. I had to run to my computer to get back into this one. Yeah, now if it sells off, it's gonna... When you had liquidity lows down to 30,300, you could hunt, but I'm not gonna take it that far. And if it breaks out above this high, man, you could sweep all the way back to the highs of the day. Well, if you go up this, 7150 here, and I get stopped on this little re-entry, I'm done for the night. We'll come back tomorrow morning. Kind of got a hunch we're about to knife this thing lower, though. We'll see. All right. See if it can just sweep to the lows of the day now. One nice big move after that Tokyo Open. Big sell-off right here. Come on. But do you think it goes further than that? One of these days I'll highlight some other technical means. Wow, CME Group launched around-the-clock cryptocurrency futures. Very Duffing might be a little jealous. Well, we tried to sell off here once again. This 450 area continuing to be support. Yesterday's pivot, isn't it? I think somebody pointed that out. Oh no, I just did my chart. Well, you can't say that VWAP hasn't provided resistance here. Alright, here's the first 5 minutes of the new hourly candle. Let's see in the next 5 seconds how they try to paint this tape. It's lower so far. 3, 2, 1. Come on. I was very much anticipating a little bit of a sell-off here, but that's not happening, so maybe they're going to take this higher stops in. That's 7150. Only risking like 10 points, so I feel very comfortable with the risk to reward on this potential trade. There it goes. There's that. What is that next 5 minute candle I was looking to extend? You see? See? There it goes. See? Oh, come on. No way. No way this isn't expanding. You fucking kidding me? And it's here at this like expanding pattern, which suggests that if this does hold, it's gonna go way up here. But if it doesn't, then we do slip. But we get one more time down. You kidding? Run the reel. God damn. What the fuck? No, really, what the actual fuck? Look, things move around like a goddamn penny stock. Okay, well that's another test of the VWAP for whatever reason. I mean, this 15-minute candle, which has 8 more minutes till it closes. That's the potential to be very damning. We spent so much time consolidating here. I'm expecting it to be like all the way down to here lower eventually, but I'll be out long before that. But if you want an idea of where and how far down I'm kind of looking for it to go, at least at its first move lower, basically take high of the day, low here, put it from its swing, swing high. I'd be anticipating a move down, on an equalize just down to this area, somewhere below 400. But we just continue to bottle up here, which could easily mean we're going to pop higher if it does not take out this low at 441. It do it very soon. In fact, this next 5-minute candle, you kind of want to see it do that. You want to see this close basically below this 445 area. Here, that would, in my opinion, turn on, technically break the back of whatever bit is going on here. You've got this expansion in the 15-minute candles too that I want to see resolve lower. Because it can't break down and this becomes wicky. These tails hold. Yeah, even though we're right back up in this range or be retesting this high that blew above the VWAP very quickly. And at that point, you're going to be very likely, just maybe even screaming higher. Push type idea, right? All this time spent below the VWAP trying to break down. It can't, and then it goes the other way. Here we go, into most of the day, 30-40. And there she goes. What? What? Come on. Getting ready to trail and stops here. There they go. Alright, retired my stops at 31s. Hopefully it just continues lower. It should be rather aggressive lower right now. Alright, I'm out at 31s. Have a great evening, everybody. There's another successful ForceSweep. You only get into one place. Let's fucking go, chat. Good job, everybody. Good fighting. I had to get myself back into that one. But another successful ForceSweep for everybody. Let's go. Alright. With all that being said, everybody, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my night. I hope you guys all do too. Well, let's see you all tomorrow for the New York session. Use code SITH. Be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment. Love to hear what you guys have to say. And we'll be back with you tomorrow and as price action develops, everybody. Run Retrieve features of false risk and is not suitable for everybody. And everything I talk about here today is just my opinion and not a direct trade recommendation.